Hey, you Ed?
Yeah.
I'm Mike. You talked to Danny on the phone?
Yeah.
From Iowa?
Yeah.
Fire, she probably talked to you about something like that. She
Yeah,
sent me the pictures. You got 356s, you got 911s. So how long you been into the air-cooled stuff?
Probably first one I bought was a 59.
59 Volkswagen?
Yeah.
You can see that Ed's shop, it's legit. I mean, he's got a body on a rotisserie. He's got another car that's chopped. I can see the tools laying around. Yeah, Danny said you had a bunch of bugs. That's what you called us about, some convertibles.
Downstairs.
Oh, they're downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, these.
Did you build this building?
Yeah.
So who chopped the top on this thing?
I sort of bought it like that, but I didn't like it. They had to do like 17 pieces.
Oh,
what I'm doing
yeah.
is just cutting the pieces out that I don't like. I'm not really a collector. If I see something I like, I buy it. I bought the Volkswagens and Porsches for me.
Initially, when I saw your photographs that you sent, I thought you had like a Volkswagen repair shop because you had so much stuff.
I did repair. Me and my boy did work on them at one time. We did.
Yeah, but I mean, you did it for other people?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I got laid off in a mill.
Okay.
In '82. That's when everything went down a chute. We went from like 100 people in the machine shop to 17. Being that time I was laid off, I totally redid 4 or 5 bugs. I mean, from ground up.
That's what you were doing for a living, selling bugs?
Yeah, I just did it.
So you were just filling time?
Yeah.
Did you go back to the mill then after that?
They called me, but I was already running a private machine shop. In '95 is when I started my own business.
Okay.
I was 53 or 54. You just get to the point where you want to grow. I talked to my wife, and she was all for it. And between the two of us, we made it. I had a successful machine shop.
So were you doing like big commercial contracts?
I did all the repair work for the towboats that pushed the coal, made parts for them, and I enjoyed it.
How far were they pushing? Were they pushing all the way south
All the
down
way
to New Orleans?
Yeah, all the way down to Paducah, Kentucky, and
Oh, yeah.
on past, yeah.
So where did your love for air-cooled Volkswagens and Porsches come from?
My brother bought a 60.
60
Brand
boat?
new. But, and after I start driving his and seeing what the hell it did in the winter.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You can go anywhere in the winter,
goodness.
right? They're better than a four-wheel drive truck.
Yep.
I've been dancing around the subject, but the Porsches are what I really want to talk about. So what's going on with these?
These are all for when I retire.
Okay. That could go one or two ways.
I got 2 or 3 projects that I do want to finish before I cash it in, and that's going to take a lot of my time.
Oh, you got a Corvair.
Yep. My
That's
son-in-law's
pretty cool.
working on that.
Okay. What did you ever think of these things?
I never liked them.
I didn't either. I had one with a spider on it, you know, I never got that thing running right. So this is your shop for when you're working on Volkswagens
Well,
and stuff?
I'm trying to get it started.
Okay. When did you start collecting all the convertibles?
They just come up.
It's like once you buy one convertible and they start finding you, right?
Right.
These were cars that he bought when he was laid off the mill. So he was just passing time and started doing a bunch of them. And then the machine shop happened and life happens. And then all of a sudden you got a basement full of Volkswagen convertibles. So do you got a number for the convertibles? I mean, if you're thinking about selling them and you called us, I mean,
It'd be a package deal. I'd take probably $5 grand for everything.
for all of them. To be honest with you, with bugs, I mean, I'm just more into the, you know, the ovals and the split
Yeah,
windows,
right.
and I've just always been attracted to those more just because they were always so hard to find. I got a guy that I work with on my Volkswagens that he'd probably be all over these, you know what I mean? To move this many cars, store these cars, piece them together to sell each one, there's some money on the back end, but not Porsche money. To be honest with you, when you sent all those pictures, I mean, I kind of thumbed through these pretty fast and I was looking at the Porsches, you know. There was a black primered 356 also. Where's that car?
Next door, in my house.
Okay. Well, can you entertain me and show it to me?
Yeah.
I've got one myself. I've got a 58, a coupe. It's
But,
kind of like a survivor car that I just had mechanically done. And J3, this guy Rich, is the one who does all that stuff for me.
It's amazing. Anybody that drives a Porsche, I was going around bends, 80 miles an hour,
Oh, yeah.
almost 90-degree bends.
Yeah. I mean, 356s, they're not fast. I mean, you could do things to make them fast, but you can corner really well.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
They handle.
The 356, the back of it, it's ungodly delicious, man. But, you know, you start walking around the car, the 360 all the way around it, they're beautiful cars. Can I see that 356?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at that. It's great that he wants to show me the other 356. I mean, we're on the right path. This is where the rubber hits the road in here. But he's never said, hey,
I'll sell the 356s.
How long has this sucker been sitting here? This looks a lot more solid just from the front end than the other one.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Did you do the body work on this?
No, that's why I bought it. It was ready to go to Carlisle. All the parts, everything for it is in baggies in my cupboard.
No kidding. So you caught the dude on the way to
caught
Carlisle?
the guy who was in his yard yet. He was getting ready to pack it up. That's why it don't have an engine.
So this one doesn't have an engine, and this is
Right.
what you were referring to
That I bought
over
that
there with the
912
912 engine.
Right. Yeah, it would be period correct, the 912.
I can see you've got the seats in it.
That used to be my German Shepherd's house.
Did you really? This was the doghouse? So I'm gonna move these over here.
We're gonna pull the cars out and see exactly what he has, and then he can determine if he still has the energy, the time, and the passion to want to restore them. So it's a big deal that he's allowing me to crawl around on them and pull them out. Rich has been doing Porsches forever. I mean, especially metal work, you know? So I'm trying to give Rich the best description that I can, not just send him photographs.
What?
Did you get the photos?
Yes, sir, sure did.
Let me tell you, man, that silver one is like Swiss cheese, buddy. I'm not kidding you.
Fortunately, most of them are.
But dude, you know what? I mean, even to find them like that, I was excited just to see them, you know?
Oh, sure. I mean, anytime you got a complete car, there's value in it, man. Your retail number, I think you might be able to get 15 grand out of that.
Really? What about the black, the 356 in primer?
That car would be perfect for somebody to build a hot rod because it's not a numbers match. You don't have the original engine for it. Looks like a decent car. Might be able to get 15 grand out of that in a good day.
Okay. The 911, you know, I mean, what is that car worth sitting the way it is?
If you got 15 grand out of that, I think you're doing well. I mean, there's nothing special about that car. It's a T, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. I probably got about, what, I don't know, like maybe $1,000 a piece in shipping.
Yeah, I mean, diesel's still up there. You're probably going to pay more than that, depending where you're going. Throwing a dart based off what I'm seeing from what you've got, your number, in my opinion, you're going to want to be wholesale 30K max. You do not want to go over that because if you're going to sit on those cars, you're going to be working way too hard to squeak money out of them.
Rich has given me a number on the cars to kind of circle the wagons around, to not go over 30,000. That's what he's saying.
All right, man, I very much appreciate it.
But again, he hasn't even said he would sell the cars yet. So this is where the rubber hits the road and we just kind of take the temperature with each other.
All right, man. Safe travels, dude. See you.
All right, bye. Okay, so I talked to the Porsche prophet.
Right.
I mean, all of them obviously need a high level of skilled
Right.
labor.
Well, let me tell you this first. They all got titles.
As soon as he says, I got titles for the cars, I know that he's thinking about selling them.
And I know that you were kind of leaning towards whether or not you wanted to sell all of them or just one of them.
Sell them all.
You want to sell them whole, okay.
I need room.
Okay.
Suddenly we go from maybe me buying one of them to buying all of them. That was the moment.
If this is a numbers matching car,
It is.
okay. The other one, obviously, the other 356 is never going to be a numbers matching car.
No, without the motor.
And then the 911, you said the top end was done probably on the motor on that.
Right.
I mean, 30,000 bucks
For all three of them.
for all three of them the way they are. That's not the 912 engine or anything. That's the cars sitting the way that they are.
What I was thinking was like 15 for all of them. That comes to, what, 45? With the engine. Throw the engine in.
The 912 engine is like 3,000 bucks.
3 times. Right.
You know, I don't want to pay retail for the 912 engine, obviously.
Right, exactly.
And I don't want to pay retail for the cars either.
There's a whole mathematical equation going on, and then also the emotional connection to him. He had these cars for 50 years. He's always managed to hold on to these cars.
And I'd go with 40.
There ain't enough money to even mess around with it.
If I would go 35, I'd do that. I'd do 35.
And I'm like, okay, I'm only supposed to spend 30. That's rich J3 Porsche profit. That's what he's saying. That's where I need to be.
The cars with the 912 engine, 35 grand.
I'm doing the 35 grand because there's 3 of them sitting here and the opportunity is here. It will balance out.
35 and I get a lot of space.
Ray's loving this moment right now. I think Ray thinks you need space too.
All right.
I appreciate you.
35.
Thank you, 35.
Hey, I like it, mate. I felt good about it. Felt good. I had them for 50 years. I mean, you get attached to them.
It's like a day-to-day treasure hunt. I'm out there looking for rusty gold. I'm looking for the unusual and impossible.
It's back roads, it's dumpster diving, it's flea markets, it's people's homes.